Patrick Kane, long time Chicago Blackhawks player. He helped us win 3 times in like 6 years. It was crazy. He is
Six,
leaving. He's leaving Chicago, and
possibly.
Possibly.
I mean, when the talks start, I think as a player like Patrick Kane, when they start talking about it, it's like, bro, y'all ain't showing me no respect. I'ma just go. I'm gonna get up out of here. Because it's when I think when organizations start putting stuff like that out, it's almost like a point of no return. Like if we was like, hey, we dropping one of us and we get another member, it's like we can't. That it's you already done set the fire. It's like you can't put it out now. That thing is set ablaze, and it ain't. No, it ain't. The fire ain't gonna come back and just die out. No. So I think when they start talking, I think he's ready to go. And it is unfortunate because now seems like in all sports, going back to even Tom Brady and Joe Montana and those guys, you can't stay with the same organization your whole career. Got to go elsewhere. Show your worth. Show what you can do without the organization that you was with. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but hey, you got to do what's best for him, and the Blackhawks got to do what's best for them. If things are on the line, what you got on it, John?
Yeah, we see this in sports all the time, constantly. People literally, you can win a title, and then the next day, like they're just like, "Oh, that guy's over there is better." We saw Steph win a couple titles, and then Dame had like a nice year, and they were like, "Dame's the best point guard in the league. It's not even close. Dame's the best." And I'm sitting there like, "Okay, well, wait till the playoffs,
Right.
and we'll see." We saw this Pat Mahomes last year. Like, Chiefs. They're done. They're gonna, they're. I'm like, all right, give it a second. Give it a second. Pat Mahomes still that guy. Pat McCain, Patrick Kane. He's still that guy. Like because they haven't been winning in a few years, people are like I don't think NHL has him ranked in the top 10 right now. But you put him on a contending team again, and it's like, oh yeah, he's still that guy.
And that's
You
the
know?
thing. It seems like
And
every Chicago team, it happens with every Chicago. Think
but he
somebody
also.
is.
Oh,
Oh,
right, go ahead.
no. I'll go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're just saying, yeah. So he's still that guy, and he's still young enough. He wants to prove he's that guy before it's too late. You know what I mean? You don't want to get traded when you're 38, and then just
Yeah.
be like, and then they're like, and then you go to another team, they're like, dude, he ain't what y'all were telling us. It's like, well, all right, yeah, because you trade him now, but
Yeah.
like he's still young enough where. So that's the thing with these talks is they hardly ever work themselves out. Where you were like, hey, we're shopping this dude, and when you keep him, if because of the market, right? Kevin Durant, we saw this Kevin Durant last year. The market just wasn't there. No one wanted him for what they were asking, and so they ended up keeping him. How'd that work out, right?
And I
The
think,
whole,
and to that point, I think it's a point of no return. It's like, bruh,
right.
I'm
So
I'm
then,
leaving. I'm leaving. And
right.
that's
So then
I think
you have a guy just, what do they call it, phoning it in or whatever. Like, he's there, he's talented, so he scores some goals and he does his thing, but he's not. His heart's not in it. And it's like midway through the next season, you end up having to trade him for a lot less than you could have got last year. And it's like, just do it now. Just do it now when you can get the most for him, and so that's what might have to happen. But I mean, we saw this with Kobe. He demanded a trade years ago, and they were able to work it out, and they end up winning 2 more titles because. But that's the thing is, do you trust Chicago to say, all right, fine, we're keeping him, and we're going to get the pieces to make it work? That's the part that I think he wants out is because are they really going to go get him the pieces to get it done? I don't know.
well, yeah, because
Yeah.
him and my bad, Walt.
Oh no, go ahead. No, I'm about to say
No,
this. It's Chicago. I chime in whenever I can.
no, but to that point, I think him and Jonathan Taves.
Taves.
I don't want to butcher his name, but they are the
They
last
don't
two
look like
remaining.
Taves.
Those they are the last two remaining from those championship teams, and like I say, it's just a thing in sports now where people don't last long. Now I don't know what went wrong in these last couple years where they can't come to an agreement. But when you start putting things like trading or requesting the trade out there, it's might as well go through with it at that point.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to say. I was about to
go
say I
ahead.
have to just, I, I'm not too much of a NHL fan, but when I do watch it here and there, I chime into Chicago, my Columbus Blue Jackets, of course, and Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh Penguins. So I probably have to agree with John on this one. I just feel like Patrick Kane's trying to get moves because of the fact of that he feels that Chicago is not pretty much trying to give him the pieces. Right now, their current record is 21-32. And these last couple of years, I think what was that y'all won a championship. What was that, 2016 or 17, if I'm not mistaken?
Around
Um,
that time, I believe.
so yeah, it's just ever since that, like you said, ever since that time, they really haven't been adding any pieces to continue that championship caliber, I should say. So I just feel like like John was saying, Patrick Kane still feels like he has it, and with him, with Chicago not performing at how they have been. With Chicago not performing like they've been performing, in the previous years, he's just probably upset, and he just ready to move on. So I mean,
13, 2010, my bad. 2010, 2013, 2015. So three
okay,
and 5 years, my bad.
so yeah, 3 and 5 years, and from you going from winning, that many times, to not winning at all, from 2015, I'm pretty sure that's taking a toll on him. So he just wants to get back to that, that winning feeling, I should say. So yeah, I just feel like he's ready to move on. And if whatever team he goes to, I'm sure is he's going to be able to contribute immediately. But they saying that he's possibly trying to go to the New York Rangers, possibly. So
Yeah.
I mean, their record right now is 34-17. So if he goes there, I'm sure he could add.
That and with New York being one of the top media capitals of the
Yeah,
world.
they have. They have. So I mean, I'm not too sure how good New York is. Clearly, they're good enough to win towards they're clearly over 500. Like I said, their record is 34-17. So they're already good without him. So if he does go there, I mean, I can't imagine, he, the talent level he could add to that team as well. So,
And to
you know,
that
I'll, go ahead.
and to that point, it just seems like a Chicago thing. They either get rid of you too early or they get you too late. It's like, what the hell? Is this like all of the city of Chicago? Look at the Cubs a couple years ago. You let go of Chris Bryant, Javi Baez. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
and that's the thing. Patrick Kane has been balling out. It's what they held him out. I don't think Tuesday's game or against uh, the Vegas team, but I mean, I said they're on a 4-game winning streak right now. But at the end of the day, I still feel like Patrick Kane, he's ready to take his talent somewhere else, where towards he can win some more championships. So I mean, I ain't mad at
Sometimes
him.
that's best for both parties. Sometimes literally a team can lose its star and become better just because
I agree.
whatever that doesn't fit and mesh with the new team, like it used to. We saw I'm a big fan of Tiki Barber. He's my favorite of the Giants, but the second he left, Jeremy Shockey left, the Giants go on and win 2 Super Bowls, without them. But that can happen, but and then Jeremy went and won one with the Saints. So it's not like, he was a bum, but he just didn't, whatever, So
Mhm.
it is what it is. I do. I think they just need to part ways. A lot of big problem is teams don't have the cap space for him. He's a big cap space player. Comes with a lot of money. So, maybe he has to take a pay cut. A lot of times they try to get lesser players on the team to restructure their contracts to fit the big player. I don't like that. But, but I get it. Like, this guy's paid the big money for a reason. So we'll see, But yeah, I think New York does. They have to do. I think they're sweating like a 1 or 2 million cap space over this. Like, you have to get that done.
Yeah.
To get
Especially if
Patrick Kane, you just have
especially
to
if
get
it's
that
that
done.
low, why not? You'll make that right back.